Discipline or death is not a pretty phrase. It is not a slogan to sell planners or motivational t-shirts. It is a real sentence, a harsh truth. If you find it hard to accept, even better, because that means it touches a nerve that needs awakening. In this world, you are not just fighting for your dreams. You are fighting to avoid being devoured by mediocrity. You are fighting against time, against laziness, against excuses, against your environment. There is an unwritten law that says, he who does not discipline himself disintegrates. He who does not order himself gets lost. He who does not impose structure falls. You don't just die when your heart stops beating. You die long before that, when you stop growing, when you accept a lukewarm life, when you postpone your goals every week, when you know what you have to do but don't do it. At that point, you are already dead, even if you are walking. Discipline is the thin line that separates the dreamer from the warrior. Everyone dreams, many want, few act, and only the disciplined remain when the enthusiasm disappears. Because sooner or later, the impulse leaves, the emotion fades, the desire goes out, and that is where the truth is revealed. Who has the capacity to move forward even when they feel nothing? That is the one who will survive. That is the one who will leave a legacy, the one who will write history. Discipline or death, discipline or decay, discipline or a meaningless life. Because without discipline, everything collapses. Your health, your mind, your finances, your relationships, your spirit, everything. Because disorder does not forgive. Life does not reward intention, it rewards execution. And daily, constant, uncomfortable execution is only possible with discipline. You can have talent, you can have intelligence, you can have luck, but if you don't have discipline, you will lose everything. Discipline is the foundation that supports your gifts. Without it, they crumble. With it, they multiply. You don't become strong on the easy days. You become strong on the days you hate getting up, but do it anyway. On the days when everything hurts, but you go regardless. On the days you want to quit, but you keep the pace. Because you know something. Discomfort is the price of greatness, and discipline is the entry ticket. Every time you choose to postpone what you know you have to do, you are selling your future for momentary pleasure. And that is what those condemned to failure do. They trade their destiny for immediate gratification. They kill themselves slowly with excuses, with empty repetitions, with unfulfilled promises. But you did not come to this life to live halfway. You are not here to be just another number. You are here to make a difference, to build something bigger than yourself. And that is only possible if you discipline yourself like a soldier. Either you become your own leader, or you will be a slave to your weaknesses. Either you master your mind, or your mind destroys you. Either you act like the man you say you want to be, or they bury you like the one who never dared. Discipline or death is not a metaphor. It is a law. It is a daily choice. It is the price paid by those who want freedom. Yes, freedom, because many believe discipline is a jail, but it is quite the opposite. Discipline is the door to freedom. Freedom not to depend on anyone. Freedom to build your reality. Freedom to own yourself. Freedom to look at your life without shame. Discipline gives you strength when there is no motivation left. It gives you focus when the noise of the world wants to distract you. It gives you identity when everyone changes paths according to the wind. It gives you structure when chaos wants to enter through the window. And it is not learned in a book, nor inherited, nor bought. Discipline is forged through blows, trained by fire, built in the internal war of every morning. You want results, you want changes, you want to be able to look back and say, I did it. Well, this isn't about wanting, it's about doing. It's about staying the course, even if no one applauds you, even if no one sees it, even if everything inside you screams, no more. Discipline isn't doing things when everything is perfect. It's doing them when you are broken, when you are tired, when you are alone, when you are frustrated. That is where the difference lies between the one who talks and the one who lives. Because if you don't discipline yourself, the world will break you. If you don't structure yourself, life will disorder you. If you don't impose order, you will end up being a victim of your impulses. And impulses are silent killers. That is why every day when you wake up, you have two options. You discipline yourself and live with purpose, or you surrender to chaos and die without meaning. Do you want results? Do you want self-respect? Do you want that life you imagine? Then stand up, get up, breathe deep, and repeat to yourself until you believe it. My freedom is in my discipline. My legacy is in my consistency. My strength is born when I do not let myself be defeated by myself. Every day that you fight against your comfort, you are building a new you. Every small habit you repeat, even if no one sees it, moves you away from mental, emotional, and spiritual death. Every time you choose to train your character instead of surrendering to your desires, you are forming someone who isn't just going to arrive, but is going to stay to leave a mark, to wake others up. Because this world already has enough talented people without discipline, enough promises without commitment, enough some days without action. You have to be different, not perfect, but disciplined, committed, awake, discipline or death. And you decide every day on which side you live. Discipline is not just a word, it is a lifestyle. It is the invisible force that molds everything in you. From how you wake up to how you dream, from how you treat your body to how you manage your mind, from how you relate to others to how you face solitude. Discipline is not something you only apply in the gym or at work. It is something that must permeate every area of your existence. Because if you fail to maintain it in one area, that hole becomes a crack, and the crack grows until it brings down your entire interior building. Physical discipline. It is feeding your body with what strengthens you, not what destroys you. It is deciding between momentary comfort or long-term health. It is getting up early even though the bed is a magnet. It is saying no to gluttony, to laziness, to excesses, because every meal, every rest, every conscious movement is an investment in your temple, your body. Mental discipline. But discipline inhabits much more than just the physical. It is in how you train your mind. How? With daily habits of reading, reflection, and focus, with the control of internal dialogue, with the constant exercise of concentration, even when distractions scream louder. Without mental discipline, emotions control you. You become a slave to your fears, your doubts, your anxieties. Your mind becomes a battlefield where the one who screams the loudest wins. And that is not living, that is surviving. Mental discipline is educating yourself to maintain focus, to seek solutions instead of problems, to feed hope when everything looks great, to be your own internal coach, the strictest and most loving at the same time. Financial discipline. Then there is financial discipline, which separates those who live with fear and scarcity from those who build security and freedom. Discipline is learning to manage, to invest, to save. It is not giving into the impulse to spend on the immediate, but thinking about what you will build tomorrow. Discipline is planning your future with responsibility and courage. Relational discipline. Discipline also manifests in your relationships, in how you choose who to get close to and who to distance yourself from, in how you communicate, in how you listen, in how you respect and demand respect. Because a life without emotional discipline is a drifting ship battered by storms you could avoid. Spiritual discipline, purpose. Finally, there is spiritual discipline, or the discipline of purpose, the one that forces you to continue even when you don't see results, the one that makes you get up every day with a why that is stronger than any but. Discipline is the force that ties you to your dreams when everything seems to fall apart. Without this discipline, life devours you. Without it, you become a spectator, a passenger without direction, without control, without a destination. But with discipline, you take the helm. With discipline, you become a creator, an architect of your reality, a warrior who does not surrender, who does not break, who does not hide. And here is the most powerful truth you must understand. Discipline does not limit your life. Discipline liberates you from the prison of your own weaknesses. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is the key to true freedom. Imagine for a moment life without discipline. A scattered mind, a weak body, an economy in chaos, broken relationships, a forgotten purpose. That is death in life. A slow agony that no one sees but that destroys destroys from within. Now imagine your life with discipline, a clear mind, a strong body, economic stability, authentic relationships, a burning purpose. That is the life of a warrior, the life of someone who not only survives but inspires, transforms, and leaves a legacy. There is no room for excuses, no room for comfort, no room for indecision, discipline or death. Every day, every hour, every minute, you make that choice. And that choice defines not only who you are, but who you will be. Do you want to give up? Do you want to procrastinate? Do you want to justify inaction? Then you are choosing death. Do you want to get up? Do you want to advance? Do you want to build? Then you are choosing discipline. And don't be confused. Discipline is not a bed of roses. It is hard. It is uncomfortable. It is lonely at times. But the alternative is much worse. Because without discipline, success becomes an illusion. Happiness becomes ephemeral. And inner peace becomes a distant dream. So now, take a breath and ask yourself sincerely, are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to face yourself? Are you willing to say yes to discipline, even if it hurts, even if it costs, even if no one sees you? If your answer is yes, then you're on the right path. If your answer is no, then realize that you are choosing death, because in the end, life is simple: discipline or death. Now that you know that discipline is the only line separating your life from death in every sense, it is time to speak clearly. Discipline is not something inherited nor found by chance. Discipline is built, molded, and earned day after day. It is not a gift, it is a conquest, a constant training that transforms character. If you want to live discipline, you have to be willing to face the resistance within you, because inside you, there are two forces fighting tirelessly. On one side, the deep desire to grow, to advance, to be better. On the other, the seductive voice of comfort, procrastination, and justification. That voice tells you, not today. I'll start tomorrow. Just one more break. I can't handle everything. It's too hard. Why so much effort? That voice is death disguised as comfort. And every time you listen to it, you are opening the door to defeat, to silent surrender, to a meaningless life. Therefore, building discipline is learning to silence that voice and do what you know you must do, even if you don't want to. It is turning discomfort into your best ally. It is getting used to acting beyond emotion, beyond mood, beyond immediate results. How do you do it? Here are some practical truths. 1. Define your why with the clarity of a warrior. When you have a powerful motive, a purpose that burns inside you, discipline becomes a natural act. Because it's not about doing something just because, but doing it to build what truly matters. Your why must be stronger than any excuse. 2. Create small but powerful habits. You don't need to make huge changes overnight. Discipline is forged in small actions repeated with consistency. It is getting up 10 minutes earlier. It is drinking a glass of water upon waking. It is dedicating 5 minutes to organizing your day. It is writing one line about what you want to achieve. The sum of these small acts creates an unstoppable domino effect. 3. Establish unbreakable routines. Routine is not boredom, it is structure. It is the safe path that prevents you from wasting energy on superficial decisions. When you do something automatically without questioning it, you are saving willpower for what truly matters. 4. Learn to say no. Discipline implies sacrifices. Giving up what distances you from your goal, even if it seems attractive. It isn't easy, but it is necessary. Every no you say to temptation is a yes to your growth. 5. Surround yourself with influences that raise your level. You cannot build discipline in solitude or with bad company. Seek people who inspire you, who challenge you, who share your vision of greatness. Discipline is contagious, but so is mediocrity. 6. Forgive yourself, but don't make excuses. There will be bad days. There will be stumbles. That is human. But don't use your falls as a justification to stay down. Get up with more strength, with more determination. The path of discipline is a path of constant improvement, not perfection. And always remember, the only real enemy is the weak version of yourself that wants to live in the comfort of failure. The biggest battle is not outside. It is in your mind, in your will, in your decision to be stronger than your fears and your laziness. Discipline or death. There is nothing else. It isn't just about resisting. It's about attacking your day with the conviction that every action counts, every minute matters, every habit adds up. Think of the great warriors of history. They weren't perfect, but they were disciplined. They didn't wait to feel like it to get up. They didn't wait for conditions to be ideal. They simply acted, and that daily action made them invincible. You can be like that too, but you must decide it now. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. When you accept this reality, when you decide to live with discipline, everything changes. Excuses lose power. Motivation turns into action. Internal chaos becomes ordered. Your life transforms because discipline is not an empty sacrifice. It is the fastest road to freedom, peace, and greatness. Remember, discipline or death, and you choose every day, every hour, every moment. Do not settle for less than you are capable of. Do not let fear or laziness decide your destiny. Do not abandon the most important battle, the battle for yourself. Get up, act, persist, and become the man who one day was only a dream, but who, through discipline, became reality. Discipline is not a path of comfort, nor a path for the weak of mind or spirit. It is a daily battle fought in silence, far from applause and recognition. It is an ironclad commitment to yourself, a promise you make in the darkest moments, when no one else is watching, when the desire to give up screams furiously inside you. Because the raw truth is this: discipline is not pleasant, it is not always comfortable, and it is not always fun. But it is absolutely necessary. It is the only bridge that connects your dreams to reality. Without it, your dreams will stay floating in the air. Just that, dreams. And a life of unrealized dreams is a life lived halfway, a wasted life. Do you know what discipline or death really means? It is not a threat or a cry of desperation. It is a wake-up call. It is an invitation to understand that there is no other option if you want to live with purpose, with strength, with greatness. Because dying without discipline is dying while alive. It is letting your talents rot, your capabilities wither, your opportunities escape without a fight. It is settling for less when you know you can be more. It is allowing mediocrity to chain you and turn you into a ghost of what you could have been. But discipline is life. It is the fire that ignites your will and turns it into action. It is the force that transforms fear into courage, laziness into movement, doubt into certainty. It is the power that makes you invincible in the face of storms. Because when you are disciplined, your soul becomes strong like steel. It is no coincidence that great leaders, athletes, artists, and entrepreneurs have one thing in common: discipline. Day after day, year after year, they choose action, effort, consistency. They understand that discipline is an act of love toward themselves and toward their dreams. But how do you cultivate that discipline when life seems to conspire against you? When distractions are infinite, when fatigue is overwhelming, when the temptation to give up is seductive and constant? The answer lies in resilience, in the capacity to get up again and again, even if you feel you can't go on. Resilience and discipline go hand in hand, because it is not about never falling, but about always getting up. When you fall and get up, you train your mind to be strong, to resist. Those small daily victories, those decisions to say yes to discipline and no to inaction, become the cement that builds your character and your destiny. And here comes one of the great truths few dare to say: discipline is lonely. It is not always understood or valued by others. In fact, sometimes the people around you will try to convince you to slow down, to enjoy yourself more, to not be so strict. But you know that is the voice of conformism, the voice that wants to trap you in the comfort of failure. Do not listen to those voices. Your path is different. Your path is that of a warrior. And warriors often walk alone because solitude strengthens. Because in silence, the voice of true will is heard. Furthermore, discipline is an act of deep self-love. It is not punishing yourself or being hard on yourself on a whim. It is recognizing that you deserve the best, that your dreams are worth it, that your life deserves to be lived fully. It is respecting yourself enough not to get carried away by mediocrity or fleeting comfort. It is honoring every day with conscious decisions, with actions that build the future you desire. That is why discipline also implies patience. It is not a magical change from one day to the next. It is a long-term investment. It is sowing today with the certainty that tomorrow you will harvest. And even if the results aren't immediate, consistency guarantees eventual success, because life rewards the one who does not give up, the one who continues even if the road is hard, the one who looks up and keeps walking step by step, no matter how heavy the baggage. You must also understand that discipline is not extreme rigidity or useless sacrifice. It is balance. It is knowing when to push yourself and when to give yourself a break. It is listening to your body and your mind, but without giving in to laziness. It is finding that point where effort becomes habit and habit becomes lifestyle. Finally, discipline leads you to true freedom. Freedom not to depend on your mood, the environment, or circumstances. Freedom to choose your path, to create your reality. Freedom to be the absolute owner of your life. Without discipline, you are a slave to your impulses, your emotions, your luck. With discipline, you are a creator, an architect, an invincible warrior. So never forget these words: discipline or death. And that choice is in your hands every second, every instant. Do not postpone anymore. Do not look for excuses. Do not allow comfort to destroy your greatness. Rise with the strength of one who knows the most important battle is inside. Walk with the determination of one who accepts nothing less than what they deserve, and build with discipline the life you dream of. Because only then can you say with pride, I chose discipline. I chose to live. Remember that you always can. It is not a set phrase. It is not simple, empty motivation. It is a dormant truth, a spark that is in you, even if you have forgotten it at times. And yes, I know there are dark days, moments where it seems the world weighs more than your will. There are mornings when your body gets up, but your soul stays in bed. You have no desire, no strength, no direction. But listen to this. It is not about having the desire. It is about having purpose, because desires come and go, but purpose remains. And if right now you are falling, if you are doubting, if you are feeling broken, lost, tired, I want you to stop, breathe, close your eyes, and repeat with me. Remember that I always can. You can try again. You can rebuild yourself. You can get up once more. You can start even if everything inside you is trembling, because it is not perfection that will take you far. It is persistence. It is that silent strength, that soft but firm voice that whispers in the middle of chaos. Do not stop here. Look around you. Many give up. Many lower their arms. Many decide that it is enough, that their pain is a sentence, that their story is over. But not you. You are here for a reason. You keep listening, searching, beating, because inside you there is something that refuses to die. There is a seed of greatness waiting to germinate, and that seed does not need perfect conditions to grow. It only needs a decision. The decision to continue, the decision to remember, the decision not to forget yourself, because you have already passed through storms. You have already felt the weight of failure. You have already been in places where you thought you wouldn't get out, and yet here you are. Do you realize how powerful that is? You are here, breathing, standing with everything you have lived through, and still with the capacity to start again. That is not weakness, that is strength, that is resilience, that is fire. And it doesn't matter what they told you. It doesn't matter how many times you failed. It doesn't matter if others don't believe in you. It doesn't matter if no one applauds or recognizes you. The only thing that matters now is this. Are you going to believe? Are you going to hold yourself up? Are you going to advance even if no one else does? Because I will tell you a raw and powerful truth. No one is going to come to save you. No one is going to do the work for you. No one can live this life for you. But that is not something sad. It is something beautiful, because it means the power always was, is, and will be inside you. You are the architect of your future. You are the protagonist of this story. And even if the script has twisted, even if you have been betrayed, even if you have failed, Even if you have been hurt, you are still the one who decides how this chapter ends. And I want you to know this well. You are not broken. You are in process. Sometimes growing hurts. Sometimes waking up hurts. But it hurts more to stay in a place where you know you don't belong. It hurts more to dim yourself slowly. It hurts more to live a life that isn't yours. So get up, look inside, and remind yourself who you are. You are not your mistakes. You are not your past. You are not your wounds. You are your potential. You are your courage. You are your capacity to reinvent yourself again and again. And I don't care if you fell 1,000 times. If you can breathe, you can fight. If you can think, you can create. If you can dream, you can build. And if you can remember only one thing today, let it be this. Remember that you always can. Not because it is easy, but because you are capable. Capable of breaking cycles. Capable of making difficult decisions. Capable of closing doors that no longer serve you. Capable of believing in yourself, even when no one else does. And here between you and me, I will tell you something else. The universe does not respond to doubt. It responds to determination. When you truly decide, when you commit without excuses, when you say, I'm going to do it, even if I'm afraid, when you take the first step without guarantees, something moves inside and out. Something activates. Call it God, energy, destiny, spirit, universe. The name doesn't matter. What matters is that it responds, but it responds to the brave, to those who try again, to those who do not give up. So continue, even if it hurts, even if you don't see the result yet, even if no one applauds you, even if it seems slow, continue, because this is not a story of defeat. It is a story of a comeback, of ascent, of rebirth, and you are the protagonist. You write the ending, and your ending will not be one of surrender. It will be one of victory, because you can. You have always been able to. You just had to remember it. Remember that you always can, but to be able to, first you have to believe. And to believe, you need to wake up. Wake up from that mental lethargy many fall into, that sort of silent hypnosis that tells us, don't try too hard, don't dream so high, don't make waves, don't make things uncomfortable. And little by little, without realizing it, we learn to live halfway. Have you asked yourself how many dreams you buried in silence? How many times did you say, I can't, when in reality you wanted to say, I'm afraid? How many times did you know you deserved more but accepted less so as not to seem too much? The truth is this: the world does not chain you. You chain yourself with your thoughts. Yes, with every idea you accept without questioning, with every label you repeat as if it were part of your DNA. I'm lazy. I'm not disciplined. I always sabotage myself. I have no willpower. Who told you that? Who defined your identity based on your worst days? Because you are not your past. You are not your errors. You are not your darkest days. You are your capacity for transformation. You are everything you decide to build starting today. And yes, sometimes that today hurts. Sometimes it's heavy. Sometimes it seems like everything conspires to make you doubt. But listen to me well. Every difficulty is a door. Every obstacle is a test. Every fall is an invitation to come back stronger. The problem is that many don't walk through those doors. Many stop in front of the pain and say to themselves, this isn't for me. This is too much. I can't handle this. But you are made for more. You can handle more. I know it, you know it, and the moment has come to remember it. Because if you don't remember it, the system will make you forget the routine, the fear, the comfort, that poisonous comfort that numbs you little by little until one day you wake up and realize you have lived for others, that you followed rules you didn't write, that you chased dreams that weren't yours, and worst of all, that you forgot yourself. And what does one do when one forgets oneself? You stop, you breathe, you look in the mirror without judgment, and you say, today I start again. Today I stop betraying myself. Today I listen to myself. Today I choose the truth, even if it hurts. Because often the greatest sabotage doesn't come from outside. It comes from within, from that voice that demands perfection, that compares you, that punishes you, that tells you, if you aren't the best, you are worth nothing. If you fail, you are a failure. But you are not a failure. You are an apprentice. And apprentices don't have to know everything. They have to keep walking. The problem isn't that you fall. The problem is believing that falling means finishing. The problem isn't failing. The problem is staying there paralyzed by shame. And tell me, shame of what? Of trying, of striving, of having the courage to dream in a world that has given up? No, you don't have to be ashamed. You have to feel proud, because in a sleeping world, you have chosen to wake up. In a world that surrenders, you have decided to resist. In a world that lives on excuses, you have said, I'm going to try anyway. Do you know what that means? That you already won? You are already above average. You are already walking where others don't even dare to look. And I won't lie to you, being yourself is going to hurt. Changing course is going to hurt. Letting go of habits is going to hurt. Leaving behind comfortable but toxic relationships is going to hurt. Rewriting yourself is going to hurt. But it will hurt a hell of a lot more to live a life that isn't yours, a borrowed life, a life on pause. And you were not born for that. You were born to experience expansion, to grow until your soul feels full, to live from authenticity, not from fear, to build your own story, not repeat that of others. And every day you choose yourself, you free yourself a little more. Every day you do the hard thing, even if no one sees you, even if no one applauds, even if no one understands. You are becoming unbreakable. Because real freedom is not found outside. It is found in your capacity to say, even if I'm afraid, I act. Even if I doubt, I walk. Even if I have no guarantees, I try. That is power. That is freedom. That is remembering that you always can. And if today you are in the middle of a difficult moment, if you feel you are at the edge of the abyss, if it seems everything is coming down, I want you to remember this. Sometimes when everything collapses, it isn't because you are being destroyed, it is because you are being reconstructed. Sometimes losing everything is the only way to find yourself. Sometimes pain comes not to punish you, but to reveal what you can no longer carry. Sometimes the storm arrives not to drown you, but to clean you, to wake something that was sleeping inside you. And when that something wakes up, when that fire burns, there will be no excuse that stops you, no fear that limits you, no old story that defines you. Only you, free, brave, capable, conscious that whatever happens, you always can. Remember that you always can, even when you feel you can't, even when it seems everything has fallen apart. Because sometimes what seems to be the end is only the starting point of your rebirth. Yes, you can fall, you can hit bottom, you can lose everything, you can feel empty, without direction, without strength. But even so, you can get up. Do you know why? Because what defines you is not what happens to you. It is what you do with what happens to you. Your greatness isn't in avoiding pain. It is in using it, in transforming it, in making it part of your fire. Do you think the strongest haven't fallen? That the wisest haven't felt fear? That the most successful haven't cried in silence? Everyone has had moments of darkness. The difference is that they didn't stay there. They didn't allow themselves to die emotionally, and you shouldn't either, because pain doesn't come to destroy you. It comes to show you what you are made of, to mold you, to purify you, to elevate you. Yes, it can hurt, but from well-worked pain, the purest determination is born. Do you want to know what truly liberates you? It isn't avoiding suffering. It is looking it in the face and saying, I am going to use this. I am going to learn from this. I am going to build with this. It is choosing not to be a victim. It is choosing to grow when everything inside you screams, run. It is deciding that this time, this fall, this moment will not be a cemetery of dreams, but the birth of your new identity. Because you can always become someone new. You can always rewrite yourself. You can always evolve. But no one is going to do it for you. No one is going to come to rescue you. It is you, only you. And that is not a tragedy, it is your greatest power. Because when you understand that you are the author of your story, there are no more excuses, no more room for blame, no more waiting. There is action, there is change, there is direction. And yes, it is a process. Yes, sometimes it costs. Yes, sometimes you will want to give up. But every step you take toward your most authentic, strongest, most awake version brings you closer to a life that is worth it. And I want you to understand it well today. You can create that life. You can build it from zero. It doesn't matter if you come from failure. It doesn't matter if you have lost many times. It doesn't matter if they have broken you. It doesn't matter if you have sabotaged yourself 1,000 times. That doesn't matter. What matters is what you decide today, right now, in this instant. Because everything changes with a decision, with an enough already, with a this time I won't give up, with an I am going to start again.